Om Shanti, greetings of peace, and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us today on this webinar from all over the world. Could be good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and maybe close to good night. I welcome all the viewers and listeners. Very happy to have you all as we step into spring. My name is Kinnari, and I'm joining you all from all the way across the Atlantic in the United States of America, based in New Jersey, professionally trained as a doctor, but working as a little research coordinator to see how things can be made better in cardiology. More than 20 plus years practicing Raj Yoga meditation, and also involved in different youth activities and healthcare, and helping the healthcare providers to serve better. It's my fortune to be with you all and share on the theme, it's never too soon. Is it too soon? We've been hearing many proverbs that say now or never. If not now, then when? Just to find out a little bit more and go on a journey to understand our relationship with time. What should we be starting soon, or what we shouldn't be starting soon? Should we prioritize? And if I want to, how do I choose what I need to prioritize? So we'll just reflect and go on a little journey together. Someone told me once, imagine there is a bank, and every day in that bank, $86,400 gets deposited every day in the morning. Every day, $86,400 gets deposited in your account. But the policy of this bank is there is no cash balance at the end of the day. Nothing can be taken forward to the next day. Having said that, whatever is unused, any penny, any money gets deleted. So what would you do if you had such an account and every day somebody is depositing $86,400? If I were to be, well, it's common sense. We were just going to withdraw it and take as much as we want, right? This is such a bank, a similar kind of bank we all have in life. And every day, early in the morning, when we open our eyes, 86,400 seconds of time gets deposited. It's given to us. At the end of the day, whatever is unused is unused. I can't take anything forward. The time I have is what I have. I can't borrow it. I can't give it on loan. Whatever I want to make use of it is in my hands. This is a unique bank, isn't it? Having talked about time, we are all meeting each other today happens to be Easter, the day I'm recording this and sharing it with all of you. A few days back, another part of the world called India, they celebrated the festival of colors called Holi, H-O-L-I. And it's Easter, so it's a season, it's a sacred season, and also there is spring out there. We see cherry blossom, little things blooming. After the cold, dry winter, you can see some flowers here as well. There's one more thing we all start in spring. Whoever has a little space, a little kitchen, garden space, or even a flowering pot, we all start, or most of them who have the hobby of gardening and planting or farming, there's a time to sow the seed. And when the time is past, you say it's too late to plant that seed. You will not get the fruit at the right time, or even if it comes, it won't be the best. There is a time for everything. There's a time to plow, there's a time to sow the seed, and there's a time to nurture the seed to get the right fruit. Isn't it? So similarly, there's an old proverb, I'm sure most of you have heard, a stitch in time saves 9. What does that mean? At the right time, when it is a small tiny hole, if I can patch it, if I can stitch it, and those days it will just prevent 9 stitches more. Similarly, if I can identify something, if I can rectify something when it is that minute, I can prevent it from becoming huge. Related to time, there is another saying, I'm sure all of you have heard it, old habits die hard. They use it in a different kind of a little negative connotation, but I was thinking about it. Old habit die hard. It's not easy to develop a habit. It takes repetition, consistency on a daily basis. People say, practice till you become perfect. And I used to always say, if I do the wrong practice, I'll become perfect in that wrong thing. Habit die hard. Anything which I have practiced or done over a long period of time will stay. It is hard to make a shift. It's hard to change it. Because even in my dream, it is like muscle memory. I can close my eyes. Even in my dreams, if that stimuli comes, this is how I will react. That person walks in, this is the thought I will have. If I'm faced with this particular animal or this particular situation, that is how my response is going to. It's like default responses in our mind. Interesting. We have default settings for our telephones, for our computers, default settings that we do in our mind as well. So, if this is the connection of time, we have so many proverbs, so many people telling, if not now, never, do it now, start early. And we don't hesitate if we want to plan a vacation, to go and on a treat, to have a get-together with friends. And once we know what is the right thing to do at the right time, and we do make it happen, we kind of prioritize it. We all have been passing through different times last year and kind of continues to this year as well. Yeah. I want to ask you all to just reflect on one thing. Take a moment and think, how would you want to feel every moment? Every moment, how would you like to feel? Being in the healthcare, having seen many scenes, having seen my coworkers go through stress, anxiety, fear. Not just the patient, but the care provider also goes equivalently into different waves of emotions. How would you want to feel every moment? Whatever the situation may be outside, whatever may be happening physically to me, whatever may be happening, whatever the weather is outside, how would you like to feel? Just take a moment to think. And whatever is your first answer, just capture that. Personally, I would like to have a peaceful mind, a loving heart, an immense amount of patience, happiness, joy. I'm sure all of you would also like to have that. Is there anyone who will say, oh, I will think about peace tomorrow? No, after my retirement. I don't want to be happy today. I can think of happiness later. Is there anyone who would think like that? They'll say, oh, what are you talking about? We all want to be happy, isn't it? So if that is the end result, if that is the effect, what is the cause of it? No, we talk about cause and effect. If that is the final fruit, to feel happy every day, to feel peaceful every day, every moment? What is the seed for it? Have we thought about developing, we talk about habits of like default habits especially I moved from India to the US many years ago, maybe about 14, 15 years ago. And wearing a seat belt is mandatory, right? And you kind of get used to every time you sit in the car, your hand will automatically go and you pull the belt down and you lock it. And when I would go back to my home country in India and I would sit in a car, my hand would automatically go to the seat belt. And everybody would say, it's not necessary. But then I would catch myself, look how you have programmed yourself to act. Sitting in a car, safety, you have to wear. So, and you don't throw your trash here and there. You'll find a garbage bin and you'll throw it there, right? Have we thought about the habits that I've created in my thinking? Have we thought about the habits that I have created in my perception? Perception towards myself. Perception towards how I see others. My perception about how I see the world, people, situation, everything. Because that's also a habit. The moment there is your best friend that you see or you hear, you start to feel differently. The moment if someone that you dislike just happens to appear in front of you, there is like a default response that happens within. I think about today is Sunday, okay, tomorrow is Monday. Just the thought that tomorrow is Monday, a different perception and a different feeling emerges. As is the color of the glasses, that's how I'm going to look at the world. So today, let's see if we can think, like the new habits, never too soon to start early. If I want to feel happy, if I want to feel peaceful, calm, joyful, loveful, is there something that I can start today? Is there something that I can start now? And if I can do that consistently, every day, again and again, again and again, and make it a habit, that old habit will die hard. Meaning, no matter what, no person, no situation, and nothing can chase away your peace, love, joy, happiness from you. Because you've kind of mastered it. You've mastered it, mastered it. Because it's your habit. It's not the way that you will think. So, now let's move forward and let's see what we can start something today. Some small things that we can pick along and move along with. Yeah? Today in our discourse, it happens to be Holi, as I mentioned a few days ago, and we were discussing, and we were how you can play with words, and the same word in different languages will bring out different meaning. So the one word Holi, H-O-L-I, which is a festival of colors. So one meaning in English is H-O-L-Y, means holy, pure, sacred. So we all decided every time we do something called as traffic control, like outside when you're driving along, you're driving your car and you see a red light, what are we supposed to do? We stop, we slow down, slam our brakes, come to a halt, right? And that is a way to control the traffic when you come to crossroads. So how can I control the traffic of my mind, the thoughts, the chain of thoughts that's coming one after the other, one after the other? So we do something called as traffic control. Once every hour, there is a music that gets played. I have the fortune to live at a meditation center, and for a minute. And whatever we are doing physically, we stop, we sit down. Physically, I sat down. I'm not moving, I'm still. But in that 1 minute, we just observe our mind and just allow it to slow down, calm down, come to a center point, and we feed it a thought. So we thought the whole day, every time the traffic control is played, I'm going to remind myself that I am a pure, a holy, a clean and a pure being. Just to hold the thought. Yeah? Can we do 1 minute of traffic control now? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're driving, don't stop, continue to drive. But if you're sitting comfortably in the comfort of your surrounding, just for a moment, leave the outside world outside and step within. Just sit down comfortably and center yourself. Turn inwards. The ears that were listening to the outside sound, let it tune in. Just observe your thoughts. Let's not suppress it or entertain it. And just create a beautiful thought that you, the being, are a pure and a clean star. A being that is clean and pure, holy. Just hold that thought that you're a pure and a clean, holy being, pure being. And whatever image that comes to your mind, however you want to see that purity within you, is absolutely fine. Just hold it. Let all the other thoughts settle down and let this thought emerge. Yeah. So, come back. I was wondering, we were doing this a couple of times during the day. And the second practice, the second way of looking, the first practice was every hour, traffic control that you could do. And you can choose. I just shared one thing, one pure thought in the morning. As soon as you wake up, that one pure thought. As is your first thought, so your day is going to be. If my first thought during the day is like, oh, let me snooze for another 5 minutes, would it be a pure or an elevated or a positive thought? Not really, right? So let your first thought for the day be that pure thought, and just hold yourself in that image. Feel it, acknowledge it, and then start your day. Doesn't take much time, just a minute. And the second thing that we were listening during our discourse today was, like how there are different kinds of jewelry and different kinds of sets people will wear. They'll dress up differently. As is the occasion, they will dress up accordingly. If I'm going to a party, I would dress accordingly. I would wear this, my shoes, my jewelry, my handbag, my dress, my hair will all be done appropriately. And if I'm going to work, I will dress appropriately. And if I'm going to the meditation center, I will dress accordingly. As is the situation, as is the place, we get dressed, right? So similarly, when you wake up, you have this thought, 1 minute. Yeah? And second, you have to dress up. You take a shower, you freshen up, you choose what clothes to wear, how you want to make your hair, everything. Let's dress ourselves internally as well. When I say dress ourselves internally as well, where, like today we picked up the topic on purity. So we said, I'm going to wear the dress of purity. Whomever I'm going to see, I'm going to see them. If I'm wearing the glasses of purity, I'm going to see them today. Every time I happen to wear glasses. So every time I put on my glasses in the morning, I remind myself of the decoration that I'm going to wear. I'm going to see everyone as a pure being. Everyone. no matter what role they are playing, how they are playing. They might be good to me, they might have insulted me, they might have praised me, they may have been mean to me, irrespectively. I choose the glasses I wear. I choose the decoration. This is the decoration. This is my makeup. So this one habit, if we can instill within ourselves, traffic control, and second, to decorate yourself, your eyes, because whatever is the input that's coming through my ear and through my eyes, what am I seeing, what am I reading, what I'm listening. Wear your earrings of purity. Everything else gets filtered. You wear your glasses, you wear your earrings that are pure. Everything else that gets filtered. If it's unnecessary, it's not that you are distancing anyone, but you are not allowing anything waste to influence you, to make your state fluctuate. Remember, what is our ultimate goal? To feel happy, peaceful, joyful, loveful. So if anything that will stimulate that, anything that will enhance that is allowed. Rest everything, sorry, not allowed. Not today. This can be postponed. So these are the two things. I also wanted to share about perceptions. When we talk about instilling a habit, I need to understand a little before I can start any practice. So one of the understanding that has really helped me through this journey of maintaining peace, joy, and happiness is the understanding that this whole everything that we see, I'm an actor and I'm playing different role. This world, Shakespeare said this very famous saying, world is a drama stage and we all are actors. You must have really thought through it. And if you really think for a few moments, let's hold on to that concept. Yeah, this whole thing, whatever, even this chair, this dress, this table, this camera, these are all sets. Like we have props on the stage. These are all props on the stage. And Kinnari happens to be the name of the character who's playing this role of talking and sharing. But behind this costume of this face is a being of energy. And each one of you are playing different roles. Some are in a costume of a woman, some are in a costume of men, some are playing the role of a heroine, someone might be playing a role of a mean aunt in the Cinderella. So we all are playing different roles. But behind that every role, behind that costume, you know, when we are on theater, when we are on stage, and we all play our act, we never think that I am the Cinderella or I am the mean aunt or this is the villain. We know that this is just a character. Oh, he plays the role of that villain. Oh, she plays the role of a mean aunt. Backstage, when we go out of this theater, back on the stage, we all are friends. Said, oh, what a dialogue. You delivered that dialogue so well. You played that role so well. Wouldn't we say that if we all as friends would gather and play a drama? When I look at this life as a world drama stage, I have a time of entry and I have a time of exit. The time of entry is when I took this costume, body, and they labeled it as Kinnari. Am I Kinnari? It's a name given to this costume so that they could identify it. Otherwise, they would have to call me it. So to identify, they labeled it as Kinnari. But to see, I am not this character. This label can change. Tomorrow I will say, I don't like this name. I would like to call myself as Krishna or Kate. Did I change? No, the labels change. We all are energies wearing different costumes and playing our role. And so is everyone that you see. Some may be playing a role of a Mother Teresa. Some may be playing a role of a villain. It is a role. They are not villains. They are not heroes or heroines. I need to see the unseen. At work, I come across, everybody goes through situations, and to a large extent, it's a habit that needs to be instilled, and it has to happen every day, consistently, repeatedly. And the habit is to see the good in every situation. There might be 99.9% wrong, but there's a 0.1% which is correct. There's a 0.1% which is positive. I need to see that. I need to feed that, because you all know wherever the energy will flow, things will grow. Yeah? And if I give my energy to that one thing that is pure and positive, that energy will go there and that will grow. And if I'm giving energy to that 99.9% that is not good, then that will grow. Somebody gave me a senior, and her name is Dadi Gulzar. Recently she passed away, but she left us with a lot of wisdom. And one of her wisdom was, she would tell us, we can learn so much from flowers. We could learn so much from the rose plants. You know what? And she would give very simple example. And she said, when you sow the seed of a rose plant, where do you put it? You take a pot, you put manure, you put dirt, everything, and then there you place the seed. And then you start to water. Then you put it in the sun and take care of it. And slowly it will bloom. Well, it'll grow slowly. You have to nurture it every day. And one day what you will see is a beautiful rose or a beautiful flower. And all our eyes will go onto that flower and not onto the dirt, which was smelly, dirty. But we see what emerged from it. So she would say, how much intelligent the plant is. It just picks up the nutrients. It just picks up what is necessary for it to grow. It leaves behind what is not necessary. It leaves behind what doesn't improve its growth. What can I learn from that? In my life, in all the situations that we go through, there is that 1%, maybe 0.1% of goodness to see. So can we instill that habit of consciously looking into that 0.1%? We hear a lot of situations of in-laws, or even siblings, or husband and wife, friends. We all come in. We have different situations people will live with, especially. Can we start looking at, as I said, I've been practicing this from morning one, a traffic control, to see the self as a pure, to feel the self as a pure and a clean being. And then whomever we meet, whomever we see, whomever we think, to see them in that light of purity, holy, pure, clean. They're also a pure being. To see behind that costume as a pure being. Possible? Is it even possible? Try for an hour and see. After you've seen this video, or as you're even listening to this, whomever you can think of in your mind, the immediate close ones or even the distant relatives, whomever you can think of, see them in the light of purity. As we celebrate Easter, as we celebrate the festival of colors, a new thing to instill now is to see the self and to see the other in that light. So let's take a moment now and do the second practice. The first practice of traffic control was to see the self as this pure being. Now, let's do the second practice. Sit comfortably. You can have your eyes open or closed. Preferably have it open, but just focus your gaze on one point. And as you sit quietly, with the feeling that you are a pure, clean being, on the screen of your mind, think of your immediate family members or whomever you're living with or whomever you're working with, whoever is your immediate nearby ones. Just immerse them, look at them on the screen of your mind. They all are playing different roles on this world drama stage. And let's look beyond the costumes, beyond the roles that they are, and see them as pure beings, pure energies. And as you see them as the pure energy, very closely observe their speciality. Not a skill, oh, they're good in cooking or writing or singing, but their virtue. Someone might be very patient. Someone might be very persistent, determined, calm, compassionate. But wear your glasses of looking at speciality and looking at their virtues and see. Just like a plant, just like a rose flower would pick the nutrients, let's pick. And appreciate that beautiful virtue that they have. Of course, you can do this longer. You can take moments, and whomever you are especially having little trouble with, especially them, look at them in that light. I can say with personal experience, I'm sure we all have, nobody's life is a bed of roses. We can make it a bed of roses, but it's how we see things. And you know what? When your attitude changes, when your perception changes, it automatically will change the other person's attitude, perception towards you. So this was the second practice. The one we learned was for the self, pure and a clean being. Second, how we look at others, holy is purity. The second meaning of the word holy, which again playing with words in Hindi, is past is past. Ho gaya means whatever has happened is finished, it's past. Time doesn't rewind. Time moves forward. But in my mind, I can be stuck to the past second, past year, past decade, past century, who knows. Whatever has happened, Dadi Janki, who was the administrative head, and last year, end of March, she continued on her different journey, but she would always tell with so much authenticity that she does not hold anything, even a second which is passed by is finished. She would put a full stop. I'm not there yet. WIP is work in progress, but that is something that I'm instilling again and again. Because if I want to stop the traffic of the waste, ordinary, mundane thoughts, I need to catch myself and put a stop, to put a full stop, not a comma, not a semicolon, definitely not a question mark or an exclamation mark. I need to put a full stop. And that can only happen with the understanding. It was in this drama, it was a scene, it is finished. As we watch a movie, as we watch a play, scenes change. Scenes will come, scenes will go. Situation will come, situation will go. There's one thing that we learned today, we've been learning, but which really kind of put a stamp, and that was whatever will happen, there will be something good or something to learn. I've never, it's not that my life has always been, always A+, no. I've had failures in my exams, not once, couple of times, and my ego went down to the bottom, underground maybe. But it taught me a huge lesson, how to read. It also taught me a huge lesson, the relationship with time. We also have relationship challenges, but then that's where I learn how to mold myself. I learn how to treat others the way I need to be treated. To put the past as past, that can only happen when I see there was something for me to learn. And if you can think it was a scene in the drama, it's passed by, and you can make it, we'll not forget it, we're not demented, we have very intact memory, but every time that memory emerges, it won't emerge sorrow. You won't, because you have recorded it, the way you have recorded it, that's the way it'll play, right? But if I had recorded it in a negative way, there's at least in this spiritual recording, you can re-record the memory and put it in a positive twist. If I say, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, this is why this happened, it's possible. And if I'm going to replay that, that's how I'm going to feel. But once that realization happened, this was a scene in the drama, it came to teach me something, and this is what I've learned. Now I've re-recorded it. Next time I will play, I'll play it with lightness. Oh, I'm glad that happened. If it was not to be that, I would have never done this. If I would have not known how to talk or how to behave, I would have never learned this part. So drama teaches us. Life teaches us something good for us to enhance. So when the seed, as we spoke about, if the effect is happiness, peace, love, joy, the seed has to be that. As is the seed, so will be the fruit, so will be the flowers. If I put a chili seed, I'm going to get a nice hot chili pepper. If I put a rose or a flower plant seed, that's what I'm going to get. And we can choose. What do you want to sow? And create this habit. Create this habit the way you see yourself, the way you see people, the way you see things. They're all props in this drama. We all enter this drama, we didn't get anything. It's all given to us. One day we will leave, we'll exit from this drama stage. I will change this costume. Will I take anything with me? Remember that 86,400 seconds each day. That's the time that I have. We say, oh, there's no enough time for everything. Prioritize. What is important? Prioritize. I can only prioritize. Everybody will say, this has to be done yesterday. You didn't still do it. But you know what is important, what needs to be prioritized, and do it accordingly. And what is most important is to decorate yourself. What is most important is your peace, is your happiness, is your love, joy. Nothing should be compromising that. Whether you're at work, whether you're in a family, whether you're in lockdown, no matter where you are. And this practice doesn't take time, you don't have to stop. This is because we are together, we take a pause, center ourselves. But wherever you are, whether you're driving, when I drive, I love long drives because that is the time I can just spend my time with myself. Go for a walk, but walk, you might be the group, but walk with yourself. That's the time you observe your thoughts. How am I thinking? The whole world might be giving negative vibrations, thoughts for the weather. Oh my goodness, it's such a cold day. It's still winter for us, kind of. Must be 3 or 4 degrees centigrade outside. Irrespective of what the weather is, irrespective of what the situation is, irrespective of what the body is going through, the inner being is free to choose how to feel. One is pain and the other is suffering. And the body might be in immense pain, but it is my choice if I want to suffer or not. So choose. It's never too late to feel happy. It's never too late to think positively, to think differently, not just for the world, but for the self. Because as I think, so I will feel. And as I will feel, I'll start to vibrate. And as I vibrate, it's like a ripple effect. You're going to create, if somebody is angry and somebody walks into the room, you can feel, say. And when you go to a sacred space where everybody's like meditating or doing their prayers, as you walk in, you can feel those vibrations. What kind of vibration would you like to create? We all want to make our home a peaceful home. They'll say, oh, my home is like heaven. How can every home become heaven? Not by the gadgets and the furniture and the carpets and the props in the drama stage. It's how we are thinking. It's how we are feeling, how we are seeing, perceiving. This is all invisible machinery, which we start to learn when we start to have a spiritual perspective. From childhood till now, we've learned different habits, different hobbies. Now let's create this new habit, new hobby, to think differently. Possible? I'm sure it is possible. And I wish you all a very, all the best. And because we all want to make this world, we all want to feel happy and peaceful. So we will do a short meditation. Again, meditation is a term because meditation is not just to sit and to go into silence, but actually meditation is a way of living, a way of thinking personally for me. Because when you sit and practice again and again and again, it kind of infuses into your day-to-day life. People will stop and ask you, how can you be so peaceful in this situation? 2017, because I do little research in cardiology in the hospital, and we have in this part of the world, there is something called as an FDA. It's the Food and Drug Authority. They're like the inspectors of research. So they can just walk in anytime without any notice and they will check, audit. and it's pretty terrifying to go through the process, but they are doing their job. So according to the drama, this one had the role to be there and to sit face to face for 4 to 5 days with this inspector, not for a minute, not for an hour, for the whole day, 4 to 5 days. They said, this one will do. And every time something would trigger, I would just hold the thought, this is playing this role of an inspector. I'm just sending this peaceful thoughts to this person. And somewhere slowly, it was not that I wasn't having any anxiety. I had immense anxiety to begin with. And there came a point when I realized, nope, I am not going to feel this anymore. I have not done anything wrong. I've done everything right as per the protocol. There is nothing to be scared. And in fact, I know more information than he does, or she does, anyway. But when that change in perception happened, the thoughts, then I was calm, centered, and able to make the shift. But again, as I acknowledge that it didn't happen in the first day, I had my low point as well. But that point was the point of realization. Then I came back. And this meditation practice helps. When everything is good, it's all good. And when suddenly a situation comes, can I still be that stable, calm, centered, and good? Even if the situation doesn't come, what kind of vibration, what kind of feeling would I like to always vibrate with and share to the world? So definitely start with baby steps. Having said baby step doesn't mean I practice today for a minute and after 10 days I do. No. I want all of you to be happy, peaceful every moment. Hold this in this awareness. What deposit did we get this morning? And every second, every moment, how am I living it? Am I making the best out of it? If not now, we will never say that. It will be now. Not tomorrow, it's now. Thank you. I'm going to continue with a little meditation, but would really thank you all for taking your time and even taking that positive step of making a little shift in the life. Sit comfortably. Leave the outside world outside. And turn your awareness within. Your feet are flat on the floor. Your back is straight. Take deep but gentle breath in to the count of 4 and release to the count of 8. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's do that for a couple of times. And just observe your body, the costume, starting from the head, allowing every part of the head, every facial muscle, the scalp, the skull, all to be in ease. They are so much in ease that you hardly feel their presence. Allow the brain to be at ease, relaxed. And allow that awareness, the energy of awareness, to flow down through your neck, releasing any tension, any aches and pains, and going into a state of easiness. Allow that awareness to pass through your shoulders, that energy, your right arm, right forearm, hand, fingers, your left arm, forearm, and all the fingers. Allow the energy of easiness and comfort to flow through the chest. Every bone and muscle in the rib cage, your upper back, every vertebrae. Let go of anything stressful. And let every muscle, every cell, every bone go into that state of easiness. Let all the cells of the lung, as we fill in with air, relax. Let the pumping of the heart be filled with comfort. Your diaphragm, all the organs of your abdomen, holding nothing behind. Just let go of any fear, any stress, pain and aches. They're all released. And the body is going into a state of equilibrium. All the vertebrae, the lower back, the energy is passing down to both the thighs, and every muscle, every bone of the thigh muscles are in a state of equilibrium. Allow that energy to flow down through your knee, calf muscles, bones, feet, and the toes. This entire costume is in a state of equilibrium. And the one who is feeling it, the one who is creating these thoughts, is the invisible energy conscient being who's pure and clean, holy. And see that being, the true self, the true inner self, as a beautiful, sparkling, tiny diamond or a star at the center of the forehead. At the center of the forehead. And this true self is the creator of these thoughts. It's the true self that feels. It's the true self that perceives. And this true self is eternal. And just as I see myself on the screen of my mind, I see all my co-actors, whether it's family, workers, friends. We're all co-actors on this world drama stage. Each in a different costume, each in a different role. But each as a beautiful, sparkling star. And from your heart, on this festival of Holi, when they color each other with different colors, let's share our purest thoughts towards them. Let's color them with the peaceful thought. Let's color them with that vision of purity. And as we observe the immediate family or co-actors, let's sit back and expand our vision beyond to this entire world, the entire world drama stage. And just in that light of goodness and purity, to see every being on this planet as pure energy. Pure energy. Om Shanti. So let's start from now with the small steps. And as we wake up, as we pass through the day, as we meet, as we greet, to see differently, to think differently, and it will never be too late. Enjoyed being with all of you, and thank you for joining us and listening and adding to peace, love, happiness in the world. Wish you all a very happy and a safe spring and holy. Let's color the self and let's color everyone with peace, love, and joy. Om Shanti. Greetings of peace.